नमो नमः। अद्य वयम् 18 श्लोकात् चर्चाम् अनुवर्तामहे। त्वमेको लोकानां परमफलदो दिव्यपदवीं वहन्तस्त्वन्मूलां पुनरपि भजन्ते हरिमुखाः। कियद्वा दाक्षिण्यं तव शिवमदाशा च कियती। कदा वा मद्रक्षां वहसि करुणापूरितदृशा। त्वम् एकः त्वम् एकः लोकानां परमफलदः दिव्यपदवीं वहन्तः त्वन् तव मूलां पुनरपि हरिमुखाः भजन्ते। कियत् दाक्षिण्यं वा तव हे शिव मदाशा च कियती अस्ति। मद्रक्षां कदा वा वहसि करुणापूरितदृशा कदा वा वहसि इति एव अर्थः। Let's see and break this down a little further. त्वम् एकः लोकानां परमफलदः, you alone are लोकानां परमफलदः. You Shiva alone are the bestower of the supreme result possible, of the supreme boon possible, which is of course moksha, to all the lokas. And Divya Padavim Vahantaha, all the people who are carrying or shouldering divine responsibilities, Divya Padavim Vahantaha, Tvat Moolam Punaha Api Na Bhajante. Puna Harimukhaha, that is Hari and the others. Hari, of course, here is Vishnu. So Vishnu and the others. Mukha means Vishnu and others. Api, Punaha Api Bhajante Tvanmoolam. They are worshipping your root, your fundamental root quality, which is, of course, the Nirguna Tattva. While that is the case, that you are the bestower of the greatest fruit, which is moksha, and you are being worshipped, bhajante, Harimukha punarapi bhajante. Even Harimukha, Vishnu and the others are worshipping you. Uh, those who carry divine responsibilities themselves are worshipping you, which means you are definitely are more than capable. Kiyadva dakshinyam, how dakshinya, so here dakshinya refers to the a person adept in giving or generousness, generitude, if there's a word like that. How much is your philanthropy? Kiyadva dakshinyam mad asha cha kiyati asti. How generous can you be and how small can my desires be? Mama asha, mad asha. How my needs are, how big or how small are they? Which means your generousness is very large, your generosity is very large, while my needs are very small. If that is the case, you should be able to fulfill my simple desires. Yet you choose not to do so. And kadava maudraksham vahasi karuna purita drisha, with eyes drisha filled with purita, with karuna, with compassion. Kadava madraksham vahasi, when will you ever start making your mind up to even protect me, to start protecting me with such compassionate, sympathetic eyes? So, what is the meaning overall? When you are so generous enough to bestow moksha itself, the supreme boon possible, uh, to all the lokas, which means you are very generous, and you are so powerful and respected wide across the world that Vishnu and others themselves are worshipping you. If that is the case, O Shiva, you seem to be very generous. You seem to be very mm, inclined to give, incapable in position to give. Yet my asha, my desires and my demands are very small. So, madraksham kadava karunapurita drisha vahasi. When will you start? And what is this asha? Just to protect me. Mama raksham kadava karunapurita drisha vahasi. When will you even start taking on this very small responsibility of having to protect me? This is the very simple meaning. Let's look at the summary. Knowing you to be the bestower of the ultimate boon, which is moksha, even those bearing the god status, such as Vishnu and the others, beseech your grace again. Oh, how vast your generosity is and how meager my wish, yet you do not choose to fulfill it. And he's complaining. And he says, when will you, with compassionate eyes, take up the responsibilities of this responsibility of my deliverance? Let's read it again. त्वमेको लोकानां परमफलदो दिव्यपदवीं वहन्तस्त्वन्मूलां पुनरपि भजन्ते हरिमुखाः कियद्वा दाक्षिण्यम् तव शिवमदाशा च कियती कदा वा मद्रक्षां वहसि करुणापूरितदृशा. Is there any question? Astu. Please be on mute. Yes, thank you. Now, the previous shloka didn't have any imageries or alankaras as such. I personally felt nothing too special about it. Let's look at the next verse now. दुराशा भूयिष्ठे दुरधिपगृहद्वारघटके दुरन्ते संसारे दुरितनिलये दुःखजनके मदायासं किन्नौ व्यपनयसि कस्योपकृतये वदेयं प्रीतिश्चेत् तव शिव कृतार्थाः खलु वयम्. Durasha bhuyishthe samsare. Now it is describing this samsara. In this samsara, mad ayasam, mama ayasam kim na vyapanayasi. Why are you not removing? Why are you not taking away mama ayasa, my tiredness, my exhaustion of having been put into this samsara, which we shall see how it is described later on. And for kasya upakritaye, and for what reason, and for whose benefit are you actually not protecting us, and for whose benefit are you stopping yourself from not relieving me and giving me respite from this samsara? Pritischet tava, if you really have Preeti Vadeyam, I must say that if you really have Preeti towards us, Hey Shiva, then we would have become Kritarthaha Khalu. We would have become Kritartha. Kritartha means those who have achieved their objective. Krita Arthaha. Krita means who have accomplished. Artha is the mission. So we would have become mission accomplished people. Mission accomplished people if you really showed us even an iota of your preeti, of your love towards us, by what? By removing us and giving us some respite from this samsara and taking pity and sympathizing with our cause. And why? What is samsara doing to us? Let's just look at it. It is durasha bhuyishthe, durasha. All the wrong desires, misplaced desires, not just morally wrong, I mean, even all the good desires, but they are not desires for Shiva ultimately. So, durasha bhuyishtha, there is an abundance, bhuyishtha, an abundance of all the ill-placed desires in this samsara. Then dur adhipa griha dwara ghatake. Just it would be very similar to knocking ghataka, the dwara, the door of a duradhipa griha, knocking the door of the palace of a duradhipa. Adhipa is a king. Duradhipa is a bad king. So a totalitarian person, uh, kind of Stalin or some dictator that you can think of, if you were to go to his palace and knock at his door asking for favors, that would be very like what actual samsara is, because we are always at the doorstep of people, of things, of our managers, of our employees, whatever the case, where we have become servants begging for desires from people with too much power and those who are not really benevolent towards us. So, Duradhipa Griha Dwara Ghatake Durante, and there is actually very difficult for the samsara to end. You can get into samsara very easily. I mean, they have a very soft, very quick hiring policy, but very tedious exit policy. You can't really exit this organization very easily. Durante samsare durita nilaye. And what is this samsara? It is all a home for durita, for all sins, for all mistakes, for all mistakes. Durita. We commit so many mistakes, morally right, morally wrong, whatever the case, but we still make a lot of mistakes. Durita nilaye, dukkha janake. And ultimately, what does it give us? It will produce only one offspring, and that offspring's name is only dukkham. It's only suffering. Dukkham, dukkham, sarvam dukkham. Kshanikam, kshanikam, sarvam kshanikam is what Buddha uh, echoed from his divine wisdom. So he says, all this world is just dukkham, and that is also reflected here. This samsara is suffering alone. And by being in such a samsara, I have totally drained my energies out. I am now burnt out and completely tired. I need some repose in my own spirits. But still, you do not grant it and you do not take away my exhaustion. You do not relieve me. And I don't understand for what reason. Kasya upakritaye, for whose benefit are you behaving this way, O Shiva? Because if you truly showed pritihi chetava, if you truly showed a little bit of your love back towards us and you reciprocated some of our love, then vayam kritartha khalu. We would have become, we would have achieved the purpose of life itself. A very touching shloka nonetheless. दुराशा भूयिष्ठे दुरधिपगृहद्वारघटके दुरन्ते संसारे दुरितनिलये दुःखजनके मदायासं किन्नौ व्यपनयसि कस्योपकृतये वदेयं प्रीतिश्चेत् तव शिव कृतार्थाः खलु वयम्. Ah, why do you still not rob us away of fatigue and sorrow? For whose sake are you refraining from doing so? I have been stuck in this samsara, this sorrow causing, this house of bad ways is filled with evil desires to the brim. I have hit rock bottom. I am at the bitter end. I will have to conclude that if you were to be even a little loving, all of us would have been delivered long, long ago. अभिप्रायः कश्चन अभिप्रेतुमिच्छति?
Can you just go back to the summary, please?
Yes.
Peter, at the end, I will have to conclude that if you were to be even a little loving, yeah, okay, I understand. Okay.
If you were to show us even some love, O Shiva, we would have, been delivered from this horrible samsara long ago. And which means the reason we are all still stuck here is because we are yet to receive your love truly. That's what the meaning is.
In your love,
Correct.
what's
Yes.
holding you back?
Correct. Yes. सदा मोहाटव्याञ्चरति युवतीनां कुचगिरौ नटत्याशा शाखा स्वटति झटिति स्वैरमभितः कपालिन् भिक्षो मे हृदय कपिमत्यन्तचपलम् दृढं भक्त्या बद्ध्वा शिव भवदधीनं कुरु विभो. मम हृदय कपिम अत्यंत चपलम भक्त्या दृढ़ं बद्ध्वा भवदधीनं कुरुष्व इति संप्रार्थना अस्ति. सो हे शिव, you, because you are Pashupati, you are the Kapali, just tie my mind, which is this Hridaya, which is all over the place, this Kapi, which is swinging from one place to another. Tie this monkey with Dridham Bhaktya Badhva. Tie the rope, the noose of bhakti around this monkey, and you be the master of this monkey. And I know all of you would have seen this very famous, in fact, it's a mis stereotype that the people in the West do to India. But still, they think we are all holding monkeys on the street, making it play. Nowadays, it's a very rare sight itself. But yeah, we have seen monkey players around in streets, in villages, etc., where one is controlling the monkey and the monkey is forced to do some mm, chores. So similarly, because you are the Pashupati, you, and in most cases in this rural settings, the people who would tie this monkey and train them would be themselves mendicants. They would be either beggars, almost very poor, which is why the only source of their income is to make this monkey play. And they would also do a day job of monkey playing, and in the night they would be guarding the cemetery, the crematorium. So this was the usual occupation of such people. So now he is comparing how Shiva is really fit to be this monkey player, the monkey master. But now this monkey is the monkey of the mind. And he says, Kapalin, because you are Kapalin, because you hold skulls around you, you are fit to be this master, and you are a bhikshu also. You have actually no money with you. You always beg for your food. So now it is very right, O Shiva, that you tie and train this monkey of my mind, my hridaya, which is very atyanta chapalam. Atyantam chapalam. It's very flaky. It is very kind of What is the right word? Can you just help me out? What is the right? How do you translate chapala into English? What's the right word for chapala?
Is it flickering?
Flickering, yes, flickering. Would be much for a flame, but chapala in the sense of a person who is, yeah.
It's an extreme desire. Is it
Sorry,
extreme desire and wanting to
chapala.
have something constantly?
Ah, yes, that mode. What is the? Is there a word to describe that?
I can't think of a particular word. It's
Okay,
a constant wanting, wanting, wanting.
correct, correct.
Whether it or not.
Yes. Fickle,
It is
yeah,
a
one of them said fickle or antsy, always on edge, always wanting to do something, always annoyed and frustrated, swinging from one place to another. May this
That's
fickle,
one thing. So in case um suddenly you long for something, it's like a pike of pregnancy. Pika is another word. In pregnancy, people long to ನನಗೆ ಅದು ತಿನ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಚಪಲ ಇದೆ.
okay, okay, paika,
That may be another. A
okay,
pike
okay,
of pregnancy is a particular word, so like you desire for something,
correct, correct,
whether
correct,
you need it or not.
right, got it. Craving, chapalam. So now, thank you, Dhanyavadaha. So may this fickle mind of mine, this monkey, be brought under your control and you train it and you be its master. And what is this monkey doing? Let's look at the first two lines now. Sada moha atavyam charati. Atavi is forest, aranyam. Atavi ityukte aranyam. Moha atavyam, in this forest of confusion, of utter disorder and chaos, Sadacharati, this monkey mind of mine, is always moving about in this aranya of confusion. Yuvatinam kuchagirau charati natati. It is dancing in the opposite genders, genital parts, or uh, it's getting aroused and getting excited in the mountain of. So the literal meaning here is kucha giri. Giri is a mountain. So it is climbing up and it is dancing up and getting excited by the kucha, by the breasts, by the genital parts of its counterpart. Kucha girau natati, asha shakhasu atati, and then where is it roaming about? It is roaming about in asha shakhasu, in trees, climbing between branches to another branch of desire, from one branch to another. It's swinging across. Atati. Jhatiti. Swairam abhitaha. Swairam is on its own will. Nobody is asking it to go from one place to another. It is not being forced to go from one desire to another, but it is swaira by its own uh, whim and fancy. Abhitaha. Everywhere around it is doing this. So in the Moha Atavi, there are some giris, some small hillocks where it is getting excited. It's climbing up and getting excited and coming down by biological urges. And then from one desire to another, the branches which form a canopy, it is swinging across. It's playing about. Jhatiti, and it is not just going slowly from one desire to another. It wants quick fulfillment, hasty fulfillment, immediate gratification, and then another branch, then fulfilled another branch, and so on and so forth. So this is exactly what Arya was talking about, being chapala, um, fickle-minded, the pike of desire. So now in such a case, when this highly untrained, undomesticated monkey is present, may you, Shiva, become its master. Can one of you please sing this sloka again?
Shall I do?
Yes, yes.
Okay. It's actually I'm seeing for the first time, but I will try to do this.
Worry.
Sada Maha. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Sada Mahavatavyam Charati Tinam Kuchagirau Nata Natatya sa Vatati Jata
Jatiti.
Jatiti Svairamapitaha Kapalin Viksho me Hridaya Kapi Matyanta Chapalam Drudam Bhaktya Badvasa Shiva Bhavadatinam Kuru Vibho.
Kuru Vibhu. Sada mohatavyaam charati yuvatinam kuchagirau natatya shakha swatati jhatitis svairamabhitah कपालिन भिक्षो में हृदय कपिमत्यंत चपलम दृढ़ं भक्त्या बद्ध्वा शिव भवदधीनं कुरु विभो. A very similar complaint is what Arjuna also asks in the sixth adhyaya of Bhagavad Gita, where he says, Vayoriva sudushkaram mama manaha nigrahitum. To control my mind. You see, Krishna has spoken at length about Indriya Nigraha, Mano Nigraha, and all that. And so, Arjuna, just imagine, such a great warrior who is so adept that he can wield two bows at once, which means his concentration can be divided, and our attention is divided for by distractions. But he has brought his attention to focus, and now he can split that attention two ways to wield two bows and arrows simultaneously. So he was ambidextrous. And of course, the less said about his prowess in war is better, because of course it will take us a very long time to describe it. So such a person himself, who has trained, undergone so much training of Dhanurvidya, of Shastra and all that, is confessing, Mama manaha nigrahitum dushkaram asti. It is very difficult to control my mind, O Madhava. How shall I then do it? It's like trying to clasp air, to clasp wind when it is blowing. Can the moment you extend your hand itself, the wind or air has escaped from our hands. So if that is the case, how shall I do it? Then Krishna says, mm, Asamshayam mahabaho mano durnigraham chalam abhyasena to kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate. So ultimately he says there are only two upayas. Dvaveva upayo kau abhyasa and vairagya. Abhyasa and vairagya. So vairagya is complete indifference to the pleasures and pain of the world. That is complete indifference. That is vairagya. And whereas abhyasa is discipline. It is discipline and training. And both these themes are expressed very beautifully, very um, covertly in this shloka. When he says, your Kapalin, Shiva is the Kapalin, he is the Bhikshu. So that represents Vairagya. So Vairagya must take control over the mind. It must come into the mind. And then Bhaktya Badhva. So you should discipline the mind through love. Because disciplining the mind through force, by, kind of holding the mind forcefully down and trying to pin it down, it will not listen. And we all have, at least I have at least experienced that when we sit for meditation, we get frustrated many times that we are not able to bring our mind into control. thoughts are scattered, the mind is shattered, and so on. And the more we try to put an effort in commanding the mind to come under control, the more it will rebel. So, the reason is the abhyasa, the discipline, the training which must be given to the mind is bhaktya dridham bhadva. Only one must approach this mind, this monkey, through bhakti. It can be trained, it can be tamed through love. Love towards Shiva, of course. Caressingly, we should talk to our own minds. We should befriend our minds, and it should not even realize that it is being noosed around its neck. So, such should be our love towards our own minds with a tinge of vairagya within us. And that would be how bhavad adhinam, how it will come under our control. What do you guys think? Do you agree with this, with these two methods? Do you have any other method that you have experienced where the mind, which is always prancing about, uh, can be brought to focus?
If you forget about focusing and let it wander constantly, then it is going to come to a standstill at some stage. And then you can start visualizing whatever you want to visualize, like a piece of light or anything. And then the mind calms down. This is one of the process of going to sleep as well. They say counting the sheep. You don't count the sheep. You just let your mind wander, wander, wander. Suddenly it gets tired and then it wants to come to a standstill. That has been my personal experience, sort of like.
Correct. So just let it go, let it move, and
Let it carry on, sort of like.
mm,
And the other thing I wanted to tell you about this chapala, I just looked it up, is the pica is an eating disorder, is compulsive consumption of non-food items. That is only during, it happens during only pregnancy. Pica may have a persistent craving for these substances. So craving is also chapala, isn't it?
correct, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, how is it spelled? Pica?
PICA.
Oh, PICA. Okay.
That is the pregnancy disorder. It's called pica of pregnancy.
Ah, okay.
That's what I know.
Okay,
But
okay.
I don't think I have seen it being used in any other context.
Okay.
PICA.
Okay.
But it's a craving for substance.
A compulsive
Or
craving for
anything.
substance. Right. And I mean that fits this context well because the monkey of our minds also it's somehow compulsively going from one branch of desire to another. It and it keeps roaming and prancing about till it gets tired. And that very moment, slick moment where it gets tired, and we have a little window for taming it, so that your suggestion is really valid. That we can make use of that small opportunity, that window of opportunity, to after it's tired, get it into mend it to our ways. Correct. Astu. If there are no other comments or reviews, we shall proceed. The monkey mind struts ever happily in the dense forests of confusion, prances about in the mountains of maiden breasts, dances in the branches of hopeful desire. And by the way, I mean because it is composed by a heterosexual man. I mean, don't take any offense for only mentioning the woman's genitalia, but if it was a woman, you can just think of some the navel or abs of men, whatever is the usual arousal region. Dances in the branches of hopeful desire and roams around unabated. Oh, skull bearer beggar. He's actually calling Shiva Bhikshu, right? So it's a very tactful way of both calling him a yogi as well as a beggar. So bhikshu, because in Buddhism, a bhikshu is actually a mendicant monk, but it can also mean just a beggar too. Skull bearing beggar, please tie down firmly this fickle ape of my heart with love and take him under your control. Astu. धृतिस्तम्भाधारां दृढगुणनिबद्धां सगमनां विचित्रां पद्माढ्यां प्रतिदिवससन्मार्गघटितां स्मरारे मच्चेतस्फुटपटकुटीं प्राप्य विशदाम् जयस्वामिन् शक्त्या सह शिवगणैः सेवित विभो. Let's look at the Kriyapada first. So, tersing out the Kriyapada will help us unravel the shloka. Jaya, may you be victorious. Shaktya saha ganaihi saha sevitaha vibho. Tvam Jaya, you revel, you victory to you, hail, O Shiva, for what? Matchetah sphuta pata kutim prapya. Come and reside in this small little, cute little hut of mine. Kuti is a hut, a thatched hut. Sphuta pata kuti, Vishadam, and it's very intricate. This, though it is a small hut, it is actually very intricately delicate and designed with all paintings and so on. And what is that? It is mat chetaha. This is my mind itself. This is the hut of my mind, the hut of my heart. Come and be here. Vishprapya, come into this. And Jaya, revel and come as a guest of honor into my little house. And come not just alone, Shaktya saha agacha. Come along with your Shakti, that is, of course, Parvati, and Ganaihi Sevita, and may you be uh, treated well with your usual entourage, which is the Ganas. Come with your entire troop of Ganas, come with your spouse, that is Shakti, O Swamin, hey Lord, Swamin Shiva, Smarare. Smarare is the enemy of Smara. Smara Ari. Smara plus Ari. Smarari. And in Sambodhana it becomes Hey Smarare, O enemy of desire, O enemy of Cupid, which is Kamadeva. Smara is Kamadeva. Come and reside in my little hut and offer and accept my hospitality. And there are more the adjectives to this hut. Dhriti stambha dharam. So how have I built this hut of my mind? I have built it by dhriti, by will. Stambha. So this hut is supported by pillars of strong will. Dhriti stambha adharam, dridha guna nibaddham, and by firm guna, by taking up one guna, let's say sattva, out of sattva, rajas, and tamas, it has been tied. And the pun here is in Samskritam, guna also means a rope. So it is tightly bound by a rope of the sattvika rasa, the sattva guna. Sagamanam, it has entrances. Vichitram, it is beautifully laid with all these designs. Vichitram, lot of paintings. Padmadhyam, and it is decorated by padmas, all the flowers, and these are the padmas of my own body. If you remember from Lalita Sahasranama, we have Sapta Chakras. We have the seven lotuses or seven chakras starting from Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddhi, Ajna, and Sahasrara. So this hut, all the walls have been decorated by my chakras itself. Padma Adhyam Prati Divasa Sanmarga Ghatitam. And in the morning, Prati Divasam, in the morning every day, Sanmarga Ghatitam, the path in front of this hut has been cleaned by, quite literally, it is called Sanmarga, the good path, by following the Sad Achara, the right things, the right habits. Sanmarga Ghatitam, it's lying on the path, it's on the roadside of the path called the Sanmarga. So into such a kutira, sphuta pata kuti. Pata also means cloth. So there are some attachments and there are also some clothes which are sphuta, which are clear. So they have been covered by clean white shubhra clothes representing sattva. Kutim prapya vishadam. Vishada again means something which is very elaborate, very decorated. Vishadam. Jaya Swamin Shaktya Shiva Sahaganai Sevita Vibho. Come and sit here in my kutira. So basically, this is an imagery being painted. What is important from this verse is how this hut has been built. It has been built, that is, the mind has been supported by will, by strong will. Secondly, by dridha, by being firm in one of our gunas, whatever our swa gunas are, whatever our innate qualities are, whatever our swa dharma is, that is the rope, that is the glue which holds our mind together. Otherwise, it will get scattered. When we are doing something that we like, which is in line with our quality, in line with our, let's say, we say we are in our element when we are doing something we like, right? So, engaging the mind in such endeavors, which is in alignment with its own swaguna, brings into control. And Sagamanam. In fact, it says there are two meanings to this. Sagamanam is something which is mobile, like a mobile house, something like a mobile truck, right? Even in US, I think I've seen there are trucks in which people live, and it is mobile, it moves about. So something like that, because the mind can always keep moving. Sagamanam. Vichitram, and it is decorated well. It is also a pun to say it is amazing. The mind is really beautiful. It is very amazing because it has so many qualities to do things in the world. All our humanly achievements, the very reason we are today at the top of the food chain, we are able to dominate over other species on the earth, is thanks to our intelligence and our minds. For having such a vivid sense of imagination, to be able to use tools, to be able to make communities, um, explore our varied interests. Of course, there's also a bad side to it. Nonetheless, our minds are fascinating. Vichitram and Padmadhyam, where we have through yoga, some Kriya Yoga, we have activated and made our lotuses bloom within us. So, which means we have tried to work on all the seven aspects of our life, starting from the most grossest material uh, desires, which is the Muladhara, up into creative pursuits, then ambitious pursuits in Manipura, then some compassionate pursuits, then occultic pursuits, then philosophical pursuits, and then finally metaphysical pursuits too. So all of these have been worked on in our lives, which is why these Padmas have blossomed and bloomed in our house. Padmadhyam and Prati Divasam. So daily it is um, the road, the entrance of this hut has to be cleaned to make it sanmarga, to make it a good path without dust, without dirt, without pebbles, and it should be weeded out. How? By sanmarga, by walking the right path, by doing some dana, dharma, yajna, dana, tapaha, all this within ourselves, which is also called as yama niyamas in the Ashtanga Yoga Paddhati. Into such a house, Shiva, we are inviting, please come along with your consort and all your ganas. Bring all of your people together. Come we say when we are inviting, right? Kutumba sametaragi banni, sa kutumbaha, sa parivaraha ahoyamaha. Tatha, please come and stay in our home. Arya Kripaya Gayatu, please sing these words.
It's to me? Okay.
Yes.
Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Namaskara. धृतिस्तम्भाधारं दृढगुणनिबद्धां सगमनां विचित्रां पद्माढ्यां प्रति दिवससन्मार्ग घटितां स्मरारे वच्चेतः स्फुट कुटिं प्राप्य विशदां जय स्वामिन् शक्त्या सह शिवगणैः सेवित विभो.
Samyak. Any of you would like to comment something about this? Astu. Lord, please come along with your entourage, with your spouse, the energy divine, that is Shakti, and give me an opportunity to serve you. Dwell here in this house of mine, whose pillars are held by will, tied tightly by the gunas, moving splendidly white, decorated by abundant lotuses, cleaned and dusted every day with good ways, that is, good habits. Enter this small yet cleansed thatched hut, the mind, O destroyer of memories. Smarari is also, it is a pun to mean one, the enemy of Kamadeva, and also because Kamadeva is referred to as Smara. And smara in Samskritam is punned to also mean memories, one who destroys bad memories from us. It is always important that we cleanse our minds of some very traumatic, unwanted, nightmarish occurrences of our lives. We don't want it anymore. We have moved past it. So, Shiva, if we ask Shiva, he is said to clear our mind of such bad, traumatic, and harmful memories. And we are inviting him into our home. प्रलोभाद्यैरर्थाहरणपरतन्त्रो धनिगृहे प्रवेशोद्युक्तः सन् भ्रमति बहुधा तस्करपते इमं चेतश्चोरं कथमिह सहे शङ्कर विभो तवाधीनं कृत्वा मयि निरपराधे कुरु कृपाम् प्रलोभाद्यैरर्थाहरणपरित्परतन्त्रो धनिगृहे प्रवेशोद्युक्तः सन् भ्रमति बहुधा तस्करपते इमं चेतश्चोरं कथमिह सहे शङ्कर विभो तवाधीनं कृत्वा मयि निरपराधे कुरु कृपाम्. This verse is talking of Shiva, addressing him in his aspect of being the Taskarapati. So now an entire half Anuvaka of the Rudram is dedicated to Shiva being the Lord of Thieves. So it says, Namasahamana Yanivyadhina Vyadhininam Pataye Namo Namasrika Vibhyo Jighagam Zadbhyo Mushnatam Pataye Mushnatam Pataye Namo Namosi Madbhyo Nattancharadbhyah Prakrantanam पतये नमो नम उष्णीषिणे गिरिचराय कुलुञ्चानां पतये नमो नमैषु मद्भ्यो धन्वाविभ्यश्च वो नमो नम आतन्वानेभ्यः प्रतिदधानेभ्यश्च and so on and so forth. So where it comes vanchate, parivanchate, stayunam pataye namaha, taskaranam pataye namaha, and so on. All these mean Rudra, he was envisioned. See, in the olden days, in the Vedic era, what were the major things that a village feared? You should now think of it as a rural setting. They did not have so much security as we do in today with all so many gates, locks, and layers of security, CCTV camera. alarms, burglar alarms, and all this. So majorly people feared murder, they feared robbery, right, and dacoits, because there were a segment of society, what we in today's colloquial terms we call as rowdies, who gundas, who would, you know, who were unstoppable even by the police of those days. So they would come and they would pillage the village, they would exploit, extract, and rob people in broad daylight. And so there were many categories of such robbers too. So there is the simple chora, then there is the taskara, there is stayu, there is so dacoit would be there's a hierarchy there of things, of what kind of things they would do and what kind of things they would steal and in what scale. So Taskarapati, Rudra, in his aspect of being the Pati, the lord of even such people, was envisioned in that Anuvaka of Rudram. And you should understand that Rudra is, again, not all good, not all sattvic and all uh, white, clean, pure, with a halo around the head and all that. Rudra is a deity who was envisioned to be representing all facets of life. And dacoit and robbery, theft, murder was a very important and an integral part of the social life of those days and even actually of today. Of course, robbery, petty robbery may have gone down. Different other kinds of social crimes are still existent even till date. He, in his ugly aspect, that is the evil aspect, he denotes the evil aspect which puts the seed of dacoitry, of robbery and thieving into the minds of people. That is why he was called as the Taskarapati. Now, he says, he's just using that metaphor, that motive to say that his own mind is also a chora. It's a petty thief. Chetaha choram. Imam chetas choram. Iha katham sahe. How do I face and confront my own mind, which is this petty thief? O Shankara, hey Vibho, O Almighty Shankara, I am a niraparadhi. I I am an innocent guy. I have not committed any sins. It is my mind which has committed all these thefts and uh, robbery. So I am a niraparadhi. So don't blame me for any of my transgressions. It is my mind which has done it. So you take care of my mind. Kripam kuru, mai kripam kuru. Please take sympathy on me. I am not to be blamed. It is my mind. Chetas choram. I am also not able to control my own mind. It is a chora who has come and robbed me of all meaning of life. So you take it under your control because you anyway are the Taskarapati, you are the lord of all these people, of such thieves. So you take this thief also under your dominion and your control and your command. Tavadhinam kritva mayi niraparadhe kripam kuru. And how is this a chora? What is it doing? This little thief? Pralobhad yaihi arthaharana paratantraha. This robber is pralobhadyaihi. Pralobha is greed. Pralobha is greed. By getting enticed by shining colorful ads that it looks at, not just on television but even in real life, all these titillations, all these distractions on Instagram, on TV, in the real world, with all these banners and posters everywhere across, it is getting pralubdha, it is getting advertised, it is getting sold a product, it is getting sold a lie. Pralobha adyaihi and other such kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsara. Because of all these titillations and motivations, arthaharana paratantraha. It has started to steal arthaharana. And again, this is a pun because one literal meaning is what does a chora do? He will steal harana of artha of money. He will steal money, right? But the other meaning is it has started stealing even essence. Artha means meaning of life. It has started snatching away the meaning of life, the beauty of life itself from me because of all these pralobhas. And dhani grihe, and my own gruha, this beautiful body that you have made, for me is like a dhani griha. It is a griha, an abode of many valuable things like the buddhi. It has a very well built body. It has such a great cranial capacity, this body, and it can do so many good things in the world, this sharira. But this mind has infiltrated it like a thief, and it is um, snatching it away of all meaning and of all purpose. Praveshad yuktaha, praveshod yuktaha. It is again, but it's coming into the entrance, right in from the main entrance itself of this griha. Pravesha udyuktaha san Brahmati bahudha. It is pillaging this entire house. It is causing chaos in the house. It is, mm, as if you have seen a thieved house, all things are scattered in the house. All the utensils have been made to fall. The TV stand would have fallen. There is complete chaos and disorder in this house after a thievery. Similarly, this mind, because of running after pralobha of all these titillations, has made this dhani griha, this treasured sharira, into a chaotic mess. And it has also robbed it of all true meaning and purpose of life. And so, how will I, me, this little meager fellow who is a Niraparadhi, who was a witness to this thieving, who was a mere witness to this daylight robbery, what shall I do? I am not able to confront my own mind. And therefore, Shiva, because you are the Taskarapati, come and command your fellow. This is the meaning. And why we actually can make a very nice inference from this, in the sense that I, as the GV, is actually different from my mind. See, this is a very strong statement to make because we seldom associate ourselves and identify with our minds. We say, I am happy. In fact, the feeling is, which is true in our own experience, is that happiness has welled up in our minds. The thoughts of happiness have welled up in the minds, and after a while, it will recede. Similarly, thoughts of anger have come up in the mind, and then it will calm down, and so on and so forth. So the mind will go through all these turbulations, and it will get attracted to all these advertised goods and services in the world. Whereas I am different from it, truly speaking. And though I may not be powerful enough to control the mind, at least I know in myself that I am a little different from the mind. So this bhakta here has come to at least that level of awareness where he has dissociated from the mind. And though he is helpless as the GV, just the witness, the onlooker of the mind, yet he is now seeking a greater force, which is the Ishvara, for bringing the mind under control so that there is bliss in the mind. Because a scattered mind, just like in a lake, if you keep throwing pebbles, it will always be in turbulence. The water will get agitated and it will not be able to reflect well what the sea bed is or what the lake bed is. So once that these throwing of pebbles have stopped, even the surface of the water becomes clear and clean, which will then be able to reflect the Atma within, which is Shiva from within. प्रलोभाद्यैरर्थाहरणपरतन्त्रो धनिगृहे प्रवेशोद्युक्तः सन् भ्रमति बहुधा तस्करपते इमं चेतश्चोरं कथमिह सहे शङ्कर विभो तवाधीनं कृत्वा मयि निरपराधे कुरु कृपाम्. आर्य गायतु.
प्रलोभाद्धैर्य प्रलोभाद्धैर्यात्तहरण परतन्त्रो धनिगृहे प्रवेशोद्युक्तः सन्भ्रमति बहुधा तस्करपते इमं चेतश्चोरं कथमिह सहे शङ्कर विभो तवाधीनं कृत्वा मयि निरपराधे कुरु कृपाम्.
Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, here 2 points which came across mind, which might be associated. Taskarapatte, like here it is very, very clear associated, like appropriate, because mind saying it itself is a thief. And you are the lord of thief, so you control this thief. Yeah, I mean you're the boss of the gundas.
Correct.
And the other point actually is even this came across. I think I mentioned a certain time, but why Brahma and Shiva has to give own this one to Vara to all the demons and rakshasas, and making them as a clown in front of Vishnu being a Deva Pakshapati and savior. So the point which came across at the time when I asked Guruji that every creation are entitled to be protected when they perform a penance or something like that. So they since Vishnu is already a Deva side, then who else has to protect even those elements in the universe, Brahmanda?
Correct.
So that's why Bhuta, and also another instance, one of the wise people, or I got a message or something which I read. All those who are demised and become Pishachi or Preta and all, they keep crying like, who is there for us? We have become so alone till we get no, the next phase we have to reach. We are totally alone. Who is going to take care of us? So that's why, he is Smashanavasi. He's there over there to give company to even those elements.
Wow, this was really good. Yes, very true,
He
Ari.
keeps crying. How can we complete our term of the current state of Preta, Bhuta, Pishachi, or whatever, Brahma Rakshasa? It's very difficult. So you give us this one.
Correct.
We get a salvation from current state. So says, I'm there for you also. He takes and many more meaning associated why he is actually Smashanavasi, but one of this reason. So there's no it's very appropriate. Is Taskarapati even the robber? He can always rob and go and do the puja, but whom he has to pray again. So
yes,
yeah,
yes,
that's all.
very right.
And one more point is mind being a thief. It is we can see its inference that it's not an external thief, it is an internal thief. I mean, it's like our mind itself is a thief of our own the body, which is actually a God-given gift, Bhagwan-given gift.
Absolutely, yes.
Not an external enemy. It's not an external robber or external enemy. It's an internal enemy.
Correct. Yes. And we also feel when we do say it, right, as we progress through life, as we have aged, or as we have gone through some experiences, if we don't derive wisdom out of those experiences, it's as good as just having used the body for something which is worthless. So it's like the mind has used the body, abused the body for gaining some experiences which has given it no value back. So in a sense, it was the abuser. The mind has abused the body and robbed it of its value or of its purpose and its talents, so to speak. Correct.
Correct. Yeah, that-
Anything else? Please do feel free. I keep repeating this. This is always an open platform for discussions. You can choose to disagree to.
It's called enemy within.
Yes. Mm.
That's the only one word I can think of. It can do internal combustion and destroy you, depending as to how you use your enemy. You can use the same enemy to support you or to destroy you. So this is the one which takes you through deep depression at the best of times or the worst of times. And if you don't have no control of your own mind, you go into a deep pit. But it's yourself who has got to come back out of the pit and cure yourself. So kill that enemy within yourself and get the negative thoughts away. Then you're going to be a happy soul.
Very right. Yes, absolutely.
I got another this one thought process went ahead with Shantaji's prayer.
Mm.
So should we take mana as a fire, which if it is used, then it can light, otherwise it can burn.
Wow. Yes. Yes. Correct. She said internal combustion. Correct.
Very appropriate.
Yes. Oh, by the way, that made me think that actually Shiva also holds the fire in one of his arms. So in one of his arms, he holds uh, a blazing fire, and in the other, he holds the mriga, the deer. So in both of these, in this context, can be thought of as metaphors for the mind itself, and very beautifully, just it's very significant that you ladies pointed it out. Mriga, in the sense, like a deer, it's always afraid. It is, if you have seen a deer, it will always never fully be attentive to what it is eating. It will not even enjoy the grass, the sweet grass, the moist grass it is eating. It's always on the lookout for a predator. It is always afraid, and it will never eat at peace. And it's very fast also. It keeps jumping from here to there. And like how both of you have pointed, the mind can also be thought of as the Agni, which can burn in the kitchen or it can become a forest fire too. करोमि त्वत्पूजां सपदि सुखदो मे भव विभो विधित्वं विष्णुत्वं दिशसि खलु तस्याः फलमिति पुनश्च त्वां द्रष्टुं दिवि भुवि वहन् पक्षिमृगताम् अदृष्ट्वा तत्खेदं कथमिह सहे शङ्कर विभो. So now this refrain of Kathamiha Sahe Shankara Vibho, if you notice, has repeated even in the previous shloka. How shall I confront, how shall I bear and tolerate this kheda, uh, O Shankara, O Vibho, O Almighty, is the question. Now let's see what is the kheda. Aham tvat pujam sapadi karomi. I shall immediately do your puja. Sukhado me bhava vibho. Please become pleased with me. Sukhadaha means one who bestows happiness. Give me happiness in return for a puja that I am doing to you. Bhava. Sukhadaha bhava means be pleased, become a giver of happiness, of ananda to me, because that is all that we want truly in our lives. Hey Vibho. Vidhitvam Vishnutvam Dishasi Khalu Tasyaf Phalamiti. And if you have become truly pleased with us, you can actually make this jiva and turn it into a vidhi, into a brahma, or you can turn this jiva into a Vishnu itself. That is, you can elevate the status of a jivi. You have such capability that you can elevate the status of a jivi to become your closest two best friends, the best buddies, Brahma and Vishnu. right? Vidhitvam, Vishnutvam, Dishasi. You can direct the Jivi to be born, reborn again as Vishnu of the next Kalpa or Brahma of the next Kalpa itself. Tasyaha phalamiti. You can, uh, as though it were just the result of the small puja that I did, seemingly, you can grant such a big boon too. Punascha tvam drashtum divi bhuvi vahan pakshi mrigatam adrishtva tat khedam kathamiha sahe shankara vibhu. But there is a caveat to this. Though you are so generous that you can, when you are pleased, you can turn me into either Brahma or Vishnu. I actually don't want that because you have laid a trap there. What is the trap? That even if I become Brahma or Vishnu, I will not get to see you. Adrishtva, I will not get to see you. If you remember and recall the story of how Brahma and Vishnu are actually in some kalpa, they are engaged in a quarrel as to who is the greater of the deities, if either it is the creator or the sustainer. And then Shiva emerges as a big wall, a big tower of blazing fire in this cosmos, like a quasar. And this unknown light, this stambha of Jyoti stambha we call, uh, comes between Vishnu, the Chakradhari, and Brahma, the Chaturmukha Brahma. And then they say, now let's do a competition that whoever finds the end of this tower first will be regarded as the greater and most venerable of the two devatas. And they agree, and Vishnu takes on the form of a boar of Varaha, and he plunges deep into the nether worlds because this tower has gone into Patala also. So he tries digging his way deep with his tusks and tries to go down and check if where the end point of this tower is. And Brahma, of course, he sits on his royal swan and starts flying up to see where the beginning of this tower is. He goes up the seven lokas, Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha, Mahaha, Janaha, Tapaha, Satyam. Whereas Vishnu goes on Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Rasatala, Mahatala, Patala. And yet, even when the lokas have been exhausted, the tower of light seems to penetrate into some unknown dimension, and they are not able to find where it actually is leading us. So it's an infinite column of light. And finally, this tower turns into a human form, which is that is of anthropomorphic form of Rudra, of Shiva, with the head up and the feet down. And they still try looking. The boar, the Varaha, keeps going to find the feet, and Brahma is still flying up and up and up to find the head of this figure. Yet they are not able to find either the feet or the nor the face. So Pakshi Mrigatam. Pakshi is the Brahma becoming the swan to fly up, Pakshi, and Mriga is Vishnu becoming the Mriga, the animal, to go down and find it. Divi Bhuvi. Divi is in the sky, in the cosmos. Brahma, the swan, flew up, whereas the boar flew into the earth, deeper, digging deeper and deeper into the Bhu. And tathapi adrishtva, they were not able to find neither the feet nor the head, and that resulted in a kheda, in a frustration, in sadness. They were upset that neither of them actually were successful in finding it. And if I, who is your lover, am not even able to see your feet nor your divine face, even if you were to grant me the status of Brahma or Vishnu, your so-called closest companions, what use is there? And so I cannot bear this kheda anymore of being separate from you, and also of, even if I were to be your companion, not being able to see you. So now this is a catch 22 situation. How will I what do I do now, O Shankara, O Vibhu, is a very loving plead that he is putting forth, a loving complaint he is putting forth. He says, you are very powerful. Yeah, if I properly do puja, you will grant me, you are very pleased, and you will, when you're prasanna, you will make me your best friend. What use then? I can't even see, look at your feet or your face, even being your best friend. So then I don't even want that. So I am still left very bitter about my situation. Uh, and it is my fate that I have chosen to love you. You have now become my beloved, and yet you are no longer in my vision. करोमि त्वत्पूजां सपदि सुखदो मे भव विभो विधित्वं विष्णुत्वं दिशसि खलु तस्याः फलमिति पुनश्च त्वां द्रष्टुं दिवि भुवि वहन् पक्षिमृगताम् अदृष्ट्वा तत्खेदं कथमिह सहे शङ्कर विभो. गायतु आर्य.
करोमि तत्पूजां सपदि सुखदो मे भव विभो विदित्वं विष्णुत्वं दिशसि खलु तस्याः फलमिति पुनश्च त्वां द्रष्टुं दिवि भुवि वहन् पक्षिमृगताम् अदृष्ट्वा. It's a adrishtva only, no?
अदृष्ट्वा.
अदृष्ट्वा तत्खेदं कथमिह सहे शङ्कर विभो. Shankara Vibhu. I mean, I just have one spot. Here it is saying, Shri Adi Shankara is saying that if you are capable of making me even Vishnu and the sun, which I don't want. That's all, right? Or it says what I want.
It says it's lamenting that even if I become, if I do a puja, whatever big puja I can do, I'll do. And you will also grant me a wish, let's say. But there is no point because I will not still be able to look at you, is the kheda.
Okay.
That is the grief. Yeah. Which means I can't, this is a game which has been kind of hacked. I can't win anyhow. Even if I'm a small little GV, I can't see you. Even if I become Brahma or Vishnu, I can't see you. So now what do I do is the question he's putting forth to Rudra.
Eliminating what not needed.
Yes, yes.
Giving its reason.
Correct, correct. All right, let us say I will dedicate my puja to you and be delighted for the time being. What will you do? Let me guess, you will turn me into Vishnu or Brahma, the Tower of Light episode from the Shiva Purana, as a result maybe of such punya. But then to again behold your face, your blessed face, I should have to take a form of a bird like Brahma or an animal like Vishnu and search all over again in vain. And yet, so I cannot bear that anymore, O Shankara, my Lord. So either way, if I am a small, insignificant GV, some little mortal living on this earth, some patch or speck of dust of this cosmos, also it is no use. Even if I become something very big, like the cosmic creator or the sustainer, it is no use. Now you tell me, you give me a solution to this, because you have become so inaccessible to even your own people that there's actually no point in me doing any puja right now, is what he's trying to subtly infer, sorry, imply. कदा वा कैलासे कनकमणिसौधे सह गणैः वसन् शम्भोरग्रे स्फुटघटितमूर्धाञ्जलिपुटः विभो साम्ब स्वामिन् परमशिव पाहीति निगदन् विधातॄणां कल्पान् क्षणमिव विनेष्यामि सुखतः. Kadava, now it is questioning, the bhakta, he is questioning, he or she is questioning, Kada Kailase Bhavitum Shaknomi, when will I get an opportunity to be in Kailasa like the other ganas that you have, and with folded hands start singing your praises and calling, doing namochara like Vibho, Samba, Swamin, Paramashiva, Pahi Mam, Iti Nigadan, Vidhatrunam Kalpan Kshanameva Vineshyami Sukhataha. If I actually have such an opportunity where I can be in Kailase. What is Kailasa? It is the Kanakamani Saudha. It is a palace, Saudha, of Kanakamani. If you, I mean, there are some beautiful pictures online. One of you can share it on the Lalita group of people who have actually clicked the Kailasa in the morning and evening. So it actually glistens golden color, though it is actually white and snow-clad and uh, also black in color. During morning and evening, at dusk and dawn, it becomes like a shining piece of gold, Kanaka Mani Saudha. So then, in such a Kailasa, Ganaihi Saha Vasan, I shall live happily with all your Bhuta Pretas. I mean, I don't have any qualms living with such people because they are your bhaktas also. They are your dearest companions. Saha Ganaihi Vasan, Shambhoho, Agre Sphuta Ghatita Murdha Anjali Putaha. So I shall hold both my arms agre like a flame uh, before you, like your like a trishula. This is my head, and I shall hold both my arms up in the air, murdha, in on my head, anjali. I will fold my hands into the namaskara mudra and hold it before you, and sphuta ghatita, I shall immediately turn myself into another flower. If you look at a bud of a flower, it looks very similar to this posture, is it not? And also like an Agni. So I shall be one among your thousands of Ganas. I am happy to be in the crowd of your Ganas. That is itself a great privilege if you can grant me that. And what I shall do then? Nigadan, I shall keep chanting Vibho, Samba, Swamin, Paramashiva, Pahi, Pahi. Please protect us all, and we shall get into a stupor of Shiva, of your Namochara, and we shall forget even kalpas and kalpas together, just as though we are just passing a mere second. Kshanamiva kalpan vidhatrunam kalpaneva vineshyami sukhatah. See, now problem is I am not able to lead my life properly. I am looking at the clock. When do we look at the clock? See, let's say you are in a boring lecture, like one such boring lecture, like what is going on right now. Then you are looking at the time repeatedly. Oh, when is this going to get over? When is this getting over? Because boredom is what makes us look at the clock. And whenever we are frustrated, upset, or sad in some tragedy, even one moment of our lives will be like eons together. We feel time has stretched out. That's why even in Jyotishya, Shani, which is said to be the planet of suffering, is said to be the slowest because one is physically, yes, Saturn is the farthest among the seven planets, so it will move slowly. But metaphorically, figuratively, when suffering comes to our life, we feel time has slowed down. It has almost stopped. So it goes so slowly. Those 7.5 years of Sade Sati or whatever will go so slowly, and we keep looking at time. When are the good times coming? When are the good times coming? But when the actual good times come, though the time is the same, it will go off in an instant. Saturday, Sunday, the weekends will go off in an instant with a poof, and then already Monday, which becomes the most tiring day of the week, having Monday blues, having to go back to office and work and so on. So that is how our subjective experience of time is. In happiness, it will go off like a kshana. Even hours together will go off. We can pass it off like in a kshana. Sukhataha, when we are happy. And I shall also not just hours, but vidhatrunam kalpan. Even if 100 Brahmas were to come and live their entire kalpas, which is 100 years of each of these Brahmas, I don't care. I shall sit happily in Kailasa with your other ganas, because anyway you will not be destroyed, your Kailasa will not be destroyed even at the end of Kalpa. I will come and sit before you, keep chanting your name, and just get into a stupor which will take me for be how many ever Kalpas pass before me. I don't care, I shall just pass them all off like a second. Which means I will be in so much bliss and samadhi that I don't care about which Brahma has come in which yuga and what I am doing. This is a very beautiful um, wish, fantasy rather. that the bhakta is trying to envision for himself or herself, where will I even get an opportunity like this to pass off time in such a grand manner, such gracefully, such royal manner? I can just pass through kalpas and kalpas altogether. कदा वा कैलासे कनकमणिसौधे सह गणैर्वसन् शम्भोरग्रे स्फुटघटितमूर्धाञ्जलिपुटः विभो साम्ब स्वामिन् परमशिव पाहीति निगदन् विधातॄणां कल्पान् क्षणमिव विनेष्यामि सुखतः. आर्ये?
तदा वा कैलासे कनकमणिसौधे सहगणैः वसन् शम्भोरग्रे स्फुटकटित मूर्ताञ्जलिपुटः विभो साम्ब स्वामिन् परम शिव पाहिति निगदन् विधातॄणां कल्पान् क्षणमिव विनेष्यामि सुखतः.
Anybody would like to add and give your comments?
There's no comments, but I'm literally reliving my Kailash Parikrama, which I did about 10 years ago or so.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay, please do share with us.
Photos you have sent. Sorry?
Please do share with us how your experience was.
Experience was absolutely wonderful. We actually started from what's this place in Tibet, Potala Palace, and we went to Potala Palace and the highest altitude, and we went to Saga, and then we took jeep tours, and then the final 3 days you go to the base, you go to Manasarovar, and you do all these little pujas and things at the base of Kailash, and then you go into, I can't remember the name of the place, the Chinese place, and the base, and then from there you start your parikrama. It took us 3 days. I think it was about 35 miles altogether. It was a beautiful experience, but only thing which really, really disappointed me was you're looking at the mountain and you're doing your ablutions and things. And there was it was just like a village. Not even a proper village. You just had little dormitories and people had slept. There was nobody to clean your room or anything, full of dust and things. It was like that. And you get up, you do your daily routines, you just move on. It was just like an open cesspit, open toilets and things. That was very disappointing for me. But the actual view of Kailash was absolutely, absolutely wonderful. And when the sun shines, the sun rises, the glow is wonderful. And three different faces which you see, they're also so different. And you can see it all.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Place. Yeah. And Manasarovar, we went to this what you call Brahmakunda or whatever, where is Rakshastal and Manasarovar, the one which turns red. And Manasarovar is supposed to be soft water. And I think just 5 of us of the whole group, or maybe 6 of us, we actually completed everything by foot. And some of them, they took ponies. Yeah. That was my experience.
Wonderful. I mean, it's
to walk around, huh? No, there are very, very, very nice paths of like once you know the paths, it's okay, it's no problem. But you have got leaders, and we had we started the trek the tour from Nepal to not getting this name of the place, the Potala Palace in Tibet. No, that's where we flew and we landed. And from there, we started deep journeys. And then we went to Saga, and from there, we were joined by another group of 25 people of Tamilians. Yeah. And
Wonderful.
paths
Makes
are
me.
quite nice. Once you reach the peak, reaching the peak, climbing is quite no problem. For me, the problem was coming down. It is kind of scree hill, and you had to get your footings right. Otherwise, you can slip. But I had two men supporting and stuff. We just literally slid down so nicely.
Oh.
They were running, and I just ran along with them.
Okay, it's very interesting. How many days it took, ma'am?
The whole tour was about 15 days or something, because we wanted to see Tibet as well. So that's why we took a different route. And the people who came from India, they came to Friendship Bridge. In Nepal, I not seeming good. I can't remember the exact names. Once I find the itinerary, maybe I should be able to let you know. But yes, they came to Sega. And 5 of us, we just met with these people. And then I think we were about 35 of us or something like that. And they used to do the cooking on the spot and just feed you. So there were 3 cooks and guide to look after us. And the actual parikrama took 3 days.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Parikrama, when you do the parikrama, you're no way very close to Kailash mountain. You're quite a distance from that mountain, but you get a full view, different aspects of it.
Mm-hmm. So you watched. So there are 3. Is it a 3-sided hill? I mean, 3-sided mountain. You said there are 3 faces.
It is a mountain sort of like, but you see it from quite a distance. You don't touch the base. Anyway, it is the surrounding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a 4 actually, 4 or a 3 circles like innermost and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And 3 as Shantaji mentioned, 3 days. It's like almost outer kind of it.
It is a Manas Sarovar.
Yeah, Manas Sarovar, and from there, even you can see. I mean, I've not visited Dr. Pramodini, and many people who have visited me told me, and also from the Google and WhatsApp group and all, we get it.
When you're at Manas Sarovar, you do get a fantastic view.
Right.
It's just like going to what's this Mount Everest?
Yeah.
Base camp.
Yeah.
Once you start getting closer to the Mount Everest base camp, you don't see the Everest. Oh, you see it from a distance. Yeah, but whereas Mount Kailash, you see it from every angle possible.
See more information associated with people who have shared with me after Shanta and Parvatama mentions. Otherwise, it becomes monologue.
No, please do share.
The one I keep telling Dodappa, like Venkatesubaya Dodappa, he has visited many times Kailas Parvat and this one Mansarovar. It so happened it is some 30 years, 20 years, or 30 years back when there was no like our mobile cameras and all stuff. They used to go with the Kodak phone or something, Kodak this one. And the stayed rooms and all didn't have any windows for the, doors for the windows. So they had to take a rest for a while in the afternoon or something like that. He happened to get up and see there's a clear formation of Shiva walking.
Wow.
By the time he grabbed the son kept on the table, the camera, and it was like low height, this one window. He jumped out of the window, so instead of going through the, by then that it has already melted. And another aspect is, even if it is visible in eyes, it cannot be captured by the our cameras.
I see. Okay.
That's one thing.
I think it can be captured, but nowadays the cameras are so sophisticated. The night visions of no issues at all. So like you can set your ISOs and other things uh, for the night photography. And the night experience was some beautiful stars and a very nice kind of half moonlight because it was neither Purnami nor Amavasya. So it was in between. And crystal clear skies. And the Kailash mountain shining. I still visualize it. And a dog followed us.
So wherever there's Shiva is there, dog will be there.
Correct. Yes.
The dog followed us, and once we reached, two of us, Terry and myself, we were walking ahead of the group, and so we wanted to enjoy ourselves, but we knew where we were going to re-meet. So we did that, and dog followed, and once it felt that we were quite safe enough, it kind of disappeared.
Oh.
I think the same dog, there was a German guy, and Terry was British, white British, and they slept outside on the juggly. In Kannada, we say juggly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they slept there, and their shoes was by the head side just to self-protect themselves or whatever. And the dog actually slept on the same platform and protected them. Yeah. And in the morning, the dog was gone.
I see. Okay.
Beautiful experience. I'm literally reliving the whole experience.
Ma'am, even I am very fascinated, but I don't know how to do it also. So is there any age restrictions are there? I mean, if you said that it is 10 years back, probably you were young that time. So I don't know. I'm just guessing.
No, I'm 76 now. I think I did it around when I was 62 or something like that. When I say 10 years, I lost count of years and some things.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I was 62. And I did it, I went from UK. I went straight to Nepal and organized our tours. But the Indians who came, they came through the government. I believe there's a scheme. I don't know what it is like now. And they do all the tests for you, and you've got to be fit. And I think the government has got its own rules and regulations. And now that Chinese government and Tibetan government and Indian government, there has been a lot of issue. I believe it was closed for Indian people for some time. There was some kind of controversy. I have no idea.
Yeah, now
it has been
relation
reopened.
Now relation it's opened, I think. Yeah. A couple of years, I think, it was closed, but now it has been normalized, I guess.
And there should be a website. I don't know if there's any age restriction, but I don't know. From Indian point of view.
Beautiful.
There are age restrictions as well as the health related. One of our contacts people, I went there, and because of oxygen is very limited, like over there, so there's breathing issues. One person totally collapsed because of that, low BP, and he was taken immediately for hospitalization. So and another also thing is there, like one person, YouTube or something like that, he was telling, I already have this kind of problems which we put into the matrix. I am not eligible to this one and all. It's all the Shiva's grace I could able to get the darshan. So keeping ourselves fit, keeping ourselves fit. And actually, Tottappa, I keep telling, he had undergone a open heart surgery in those days. Still, he could go and then come multiple times. Oh my goodness. He's really blessed. Yeah, he's really blessed. Yeah, and also,
altitude sickness is something you don't know who it hits. It can hit the younger people or the older people. So there's no such thing like altitude is going to affect everybody or unfit person. Even the fittest of the fit person can get altitude sickness. And another point is around Brahma Muhurta 3:30, 3 o'clock, something like that. 7
starts, climbs down, and then just get into the Manasa Sarovar, and they take a dip and go off, vanish.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Saptarshis. Saptarshis, yeah. Every day, every Brahma Muhurta, they come, and those only who are having this information and who get able to make it. I think the Dodappa has captured that in a CD that he had shared with me. When I have to just find a way to just,
Who is Dodappa?
I mean, my relative. I mean,
All right, okay.
well-wisher. Because Pandit Mahodaya keeps mentioning, I keep mentioning him. He's in Bangalore, and he keeps guiding.
When you said Venkat Subbaiah, is that the Vijaya College principal?
No.
There was no. Okay.
We are all one part of our Guruji's trust group, and he's a very close friend of our Guruji, and that's how we got this one past 15 years. And all these aspects, and also how Vedas have helped in or guides in a different aspects of life, not in just only the puja aspect, but so many domains of our life, how it has given us this one. He keeps guiding and all this tarka and all he'll begin. So that is the time, and also they saw multiple varieties of fauna, flora, like Nari Pushpa. That also is there.
I see. And I've also heard this recently. I mean, I've only seen videos, of course. There are some bhaktas who went on this Kailasa Yatra at the Manasa Sarovara. It just struck to me that this very incident at 3 o'clock in the morning, there are after the rishis, I've heard this that even some ganas, some unknown forces, they come and they take a bath in the Manasa Sarovara, and people actually who wanted to test this out, they have kind of for about an hour or two they have been possessed by such beings, and they have completely lost track of time, and they were not able to actually find, I mean, no physical form as such, but yeah, some weird supernatural entity they felt the presence of at the Manasa Sarovar.
Yeah. There are two or other, this one I just briefly.
Yes, please do go ahead, Ali.
Manasa Sarovar, Kailasa cannot be climbed, achieved. So even the tallest Everest can be reached, but not Kailasa, because there's a video I'll just share if I find and share.
Yes, please do.
The point, there is no point that it is stable. It appears to be it is sajiva and moving, and it may not be a parvata at all to say it's a construction of a alien in the sense in the English, but it is from Devas, and also the closer picture of it shows that very closer. I mean, let's say some small picture also there is some formation of stambas and prakaras like that. Yeah, they say it is a kind of pyramid, built pyramid. It is not a natural formation. Yeah, that is what they say. Supernatural. And also the German or somebody climber, he tried to climb, and even the team of them tried to climb, but there is a certain kind of time, what we have Kshana, Nimisha and all, that kind of system will not work. As they keep climbing towards, they age faster.
Yeah, people age very badly, and also the compasses, they don't work in the place.
Yeah.
And the airplanes can't have a flight path right over Kailash. I've seen quite a few YouTubes of I don't know.
Yes, exactly.
How right it is or how wrong it is.
And one more innermost parikrama, probably Taos and also followers, Taoism followers and Buddhist also. They have to do a lot of penance and some strict this one from their childhood, and they get into the inner parikrama, it is decided they will not come back.
Is it? Okay. Mm.
And they do in such a way that every step they do namaskar and keep going.
Yeah. They do prostration.
Yeah.
This is really mysterious.
I'm sorry, I hijacked the thing.
Even I
Yeah.
asked it.
I'm sorry.
No worries, no worries. I mean, this point of aging kind of fits well because this sloka also mentioned how in a minute even kalpas together can get, and this is a case when, I mean, if aging happens only just with the parikrama and some proximity to the hill, he is talking of a scenario where he's actually on the hill. So maybe yes, time gets goes faster in the hill. Very interesting. And it is truly appropriate that Mahadeva is also called Mahakala. He is the Lord of Time, and Kailasa could be some mysterious, you know, segment of where time doesn't work as it usually does.
Oh, one more point here. Two points here actually. Can I?
Yes, yes, please.
Okay. Kailasa is Kanakamani Saudha. But actually, if you take instance of Ramayana, Parvati Devi says, we have sure Vishnu is in this one over there. They have a lot of Kanakamani and all the stuff. They have their own good Sauda. And even Brahma has his own Brahmaloka. Why we are the stone kind of, thing like Soda. So get me this one, Aramana, palace done and Nagara done. So yeah, Shiva understands that it is Kala, this one, Prabhava. So he asked Vishwakarma to build a Sri Lankapuri, actually. That's why it's there are further more information why and how Ravana gets that Lanka and all. But in that instance, it says Kailasa is actually is of a stone.
Ah,
This is all stone. So
I
that is
see.
one part. And one more part is Devas, I think I mentioned in one of previous discussion. Devas are envious of Manusha because here we can do karma and get the karma pala to attain moksha, but Devas actually they're already in a sarga, there is no karma point of stuff like how better we are than them. So they envy us. So that's why it could be because the previous shloka says, "Don't give me that where I cannot even do puja." This one I cannot see, but you give me only this much where I can always be with you, and also it is possible as a human being for me.
Right, right. That is a very valid interpretation. Correct. Mm. Aneke dhanyawada to all the people who have contributed to this discussion. Let's just do one small shloka and we'll finish it off here. स्तवैर्ब्रह्मादीनां जय जय वचोभिर्नियमिनां गणानां केलिभिर्मदकलमहोक्षस्य ककुदी स्थितं नीलग्रीवं त्रिनयनमुमाश्लिष्टवपुषम् कदा त्वां पश्येयं करधृतमृगं खण्डपरशुम् kada aham tvam shivam kada pashyayam. So that is the question, that is the gist. It says, when shall I get to behold you, O Shiva? Now, every other word is a descriptor of Shiva. Brahmadinam stavaihi jaya jaya vachobhihi niyaminam gananam kelibhihi mada kala mahokshasya kakudi नीलग्रीवं स्थितं त्रिनयनम् उमाश्लिष्टवपुषं करधृतमृगं खण्डपरशुं च शिवं kada pashyayam. So when will I get to see kada pashyayam? When shall I see you. In what form? Brahmadinam jaya jaya vachobhir stavaihi. So all the Brahma, Vishnu, Indra, Agni, Vayu, Yamadi, Devataha, Sarvepi Stuvanti. They're all praising you, and they're also calling, they're putting a hail. Jaya, 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 and so on. Jaya Shiva, and so on. Jaya Jaya Vachobhihi. And Niyaminam Gananam Keli Bhihi. The niyami, that is the monks, the rishis and so on, are also joining Brahma and the others in the Jaya Jaya Ghosha. The ganas, the companions are keli bhihi. They are all dancing. They are all playing about uh, in a frenzy. Keli bhihi mada kala mahoksha. Mahoksha is Nandi. Maha ukshaha is Mahokshaha. That is the great bull. Mahokshaha and Mada Kala. Mada is that which is very proud and very um, haughty. Haughty Kala. Mada Kala is that which is very haughty and very stout, very firmly built Nandi, and sitting on Kakud. So if you have seen Nandi, there is always a hump on the Nandi, right? So Shiva sits on this. So he is sitting there along with his wife, which is Uma. Uma Ashlishta Vapusham. He is hugging his wife, his spouse, Shakti. That is, Shiva is along with his Shakti, along with his energy companion beside him, sitting on the Nandi with the Trinayana, because he is Triambaka. He is Triambaka. He is sitting on the Nandi, and he is Nilagriva, the blue-throated one, because of the Hala Visha, Sthitam, and in his hand he is holding the deer. We have often talked about this. He has the deer which represents the mind, the fickle mind in his hand, and Khanda Parashum. In the other hand, he is also holding a Parashu, which is an axe, which is the reason why Parashurama also got this axe directly from Shiva. So Khanda Parashum Karadhrita Mrigam, and in the other two hands he is showing the Abhaya Mudra, and in the other left hand he is hugging his wife. He has a blue throat, Trinayanam, three eyes, and sitting on the Nandi. Around him, all the Ganas are playing, and they are playing all the instruments. They are dancing like in a procession. All the Brahma and the other Devatas are making praises of Shiva. They are chanting. The Munis are also giving saath to all these chants by hailing him. And this is a very beautiful scene that I want to witness, is what the Bhakta prays for. स्तवैर्ब्रह्मादीनां जय जय वचोभिर्नियमिनां गणानां केलिभिर्मदकलमहोक्षस्य ककुदी स्थितं नीलग्रीवं त्रिनयनम् उमाश्लिष्टवपुषं कदा त्वां पश्येयं करधृतमृगं खण्डपरशुम्. आर्ये गायतु.
स्तवैर्ब्रह्मादीनां जय जय वचोभिर्नियमिनां गणानां केलिभिर्मदकल केलिभिः मदकमल
मदकला महोक्षस्य
मोक्षस्य ककुदी स्थितं नीलग्रीवं त्रिनयनम् उमाश्लिष्टवपुषं तदा त्वां पश्येयं करधृतमृगं खण्डपरशुम्.
समीचीनम्. Any doubts? Any questions? When shall I behold Shiva as the blue throat, three-eyed Lord holding the deer and the goat? sitting on the madly intoxicated bull, that is Nandi, hugging the mother goddess Uma, accompanied by the music and dance of the Ganas, eulogies of Brahma and the other gods, and the hailing of victory by the sages. So this is a beautiful imagery. He paints beautiful image he's painting. The classic image of Somaskanda Murti, as it is called, or Samba Murti, Samba Parameshwara, that is Amba, that is with the mother. He is holding and sitting on the bull. Samba Parameshwara. अस्तु अत्र विरमामः अग्रिमकक्षायां मिलामः धन्यवादाः अनेके नमस्ते
धन्यवाद
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ
धन्यवादः